Hey everybody, Logan here. Today we're back with another unboxing. Finally getting back into the groove of some more controller unboxings. It's been a little bit of a wasteland since Christmas and the holidays ended for new controllers. I did put out a couple of videos here and there, some that were sent to me, but now this one I saw online. When I was scrolling through Amazon, I was looking for a couple of controllers and I just couldn't find anything. And I was like, nothing looks too interesting or just basically cool enough for me to bring to you guys. Then lo and behold, on Instagram, they go, hey, look at this. And I'm like, what? This is the newer version. I haven't seen these. I didn't even see these on Amazon. And I was like, okay, this is really cool. And that's the new Horipad for the Switch. They have a couple different variations of these. I decided to get the Legend of Zelda, of course. And one thing I like, I did cover one of the older ones, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and it had that weird D-pad that you could take off and put back on. I did not like that. I like the fact that they've replaced it with a standardized D-pad, and I've always liked the shape of the Horipads. Most of the time you can only find these wireless. I've covered the Sonic the Hedgehog and I covered the Princess Peach, but there are Luigi and Bowser and a couple of other different color variations out there like teal and pink and so on and so forth. But I'm actually somebody that prefers a wired controller. Whoa! I know there are a lot of people that'll go for the throat to someone who prefers a wired controller, but I don't like batteries that die. I don't like input latency, and wired controllers don't have those issues. So when I saw this one, and I like the standard, it's not a specific Legend of Zelda game marketed or anything like that. It doesn't have any of that Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Ocarina of Time, any of that right on it. And I thought that was pretty nice. I like the standard white and the gold color. So I chose this one. My one big thing is, what features is it missing? Now, we're going to take a look at that. We're going to see what features it has, what features it doesn't have, how it feels, and how it works on the Switch. So let's unbox this and get going. Alrighty, so here we go. And with, I thought it would be appropriate, my Legend of Zelda knife. But let's take a look at the box a little closer. We got Horipad Turbo, wired controller, officially licensed. Usually, if it has the official Nintendo art, it's going to be officially licensed. So let's take a look at the back. Horipad Turbo, Switch OLED, turbo buttons, and analog sticks. That's it. It doesn't say anything about rumble, doesn't say anything about motion controls or NFC. So we're going to test that out in just a moment. Let's unbox this bad boy first. And then we're going to test it with the game that I always test it on. Should test it with a Zelda game, right? No, I always test it on Crisis. It just makes a lot of sense because it has all the features right from the get. Come on. Come on. There we go. So I ended up finding this one after it was advertised to me. I did find it on Amazon. After all was said and done, for $23. So that should tell you something from the get. And there you go, not much to it. Nice long cable. Yeah, there's nothing in here. I'm going to tell you, there's no rumble. Most of the Horipads do not have rumble for some odd reason. No standard rumble, no NFC. The triggers are just buttons. This feels janky. I know Horipads aren't. They're usually solid in terms of performance, but it's very, very cheap. It is that $23 mark. I think these sit around $25 to $29, depending on where you're buying them. But you can see it's just a laser etch right on there. Same thing. It's that gold, but it looks like I don't know, like a doo-doo brown or something. I don't know. It's not really a nice gold. D-pad feels nice. This is literally a cheap controller if you just want to add it to your collection because you like Legend of Zelda. To be honest, I've used some Chinese, what felt like knockoff ones for the Switch that have been better quality than this for just a few dollars more. This is if you just want something officially licensed. You like that, or you like the Hori brand. I can't really say much about it. It's not really that comfortable in the hand. It reminds me of the wireless ones. They weren't really comfortable. I don't know. It seems... I don't know. I don't really like it. With that being said, let's test it out. First things first. When you're using a wired controller, a lot of people say, oh, I plugged it in and it doesn't work. For almost every wired controller I've covered, make sure you have wired Pro controller connection turned on in your Switch's settings menu. Make sure you look for that and turn that on. A lot of people are just like, wired controllers don't work. No, they wouldn't make them if they didn't. So with that being said, let's do this. Okay. Control-wise, no input lag. Okay, so everything seems to be fine. Let's go to options. Gyroscope is on. There you go. One of the first questions everybody asks. No gyroscope, no rumble, no NFC. You're getting a bare bones controller. Yeah, when I mean bare bones, okay. So let's try the turbo. Okay, so if you want to use turbo, you hold the turbo button here in the center. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold the turbo button. The light will flash. You press whatever button you want, and then whenever you're pressing it, it'll tell you it's working. One, you'll see it on the screen, and then that'll flash every time it's doing it. So, yeah, turbo works. So that's going to be the big reason if you want an easily programmable, cheap turbo controller licensed by Nintendo. That's the only way I would ever recommend it, and that's kind of niche. If you want something cheap that is licensed and has the graphic of your favorite Nintendo character, hey, you always have that option as well. Like I said, $23.99 on Amazon at this time. Can I recommend it otherwise? I'm going to have to say no. There's plenty of other ones you can get. I recently covered, and these do not have Hall effect. I recently covered one by Easy SMX. It's not the most awesome looking controller. It's a very standard looking controller, and they have it a couple different colors. $6 more than this. You get Hall effect, you get motion controls, everything you could actually want in a Switch Pro controller, and it's wireless. There's a number of alternatives out there. Just take a look. I've covered so many. You can get them for rather inexpensive. There was one I covered. I can't even remember the name. It had everything except for NFC. And I think it was like $13, $15. So, yeah, they may look janky, but they feel nice. They work well. Everything operates just fine. So, unless you're a Legend of Zelda fan or a controller collector like myself, that's the only way I can recommend this controller. With that being said, if you have any questions about it, drop them down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, again, let me know. I'll answer anything I possibly can about this or any other controllers. So, like we always say, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless, and be legendary. Thanks again.